Hello everyone. Now we are going to learn the relative measures of skewness. There are four popular measures of skewness. First one is known as Pearson's coefficient. The symbol will be used SKP. That symbol will be used, skewness, Pearson's coefficient. Then we have Bowley's coefficient. That symbol will be SKB. Then we have Cayley's coefficient of skewness, SK, a small k, to symbolize who has given that measure of skewness. And then there is also moment measure. Okay, so this is nothing but we are going to make use of moments to calculate skewness. So we are going to learn formulas to calculate all these, and here symbol will be beta 1, and we will also make use of one more symbol which is known as the lambda. Let's learn the first formula, that how do we calculate the Pearson's coefficient, Karl Pearson's coefficient. The formula is that you will be calculating mean minus mode divided by standard deviation. Okay, so you can say x bar minus mode, MO and sigma. Now in case you have not been provided with the value of mode, you are being provided with the value of median, then you can make use of the relationship between these three. And what is that relation? That relation is that the difference between mean and mode is 3 times the difference between the value of mean and median. So the same relation can be used and you can replace with the given value of the median. So what is that? So you can say that mode will be 3 median minus 2 mean. So if mode value is not being given or it is not well defined, sometimes it is well defined, in that case you can replace with the value of median. You can replace the value with this formula and you can make your own new formula. That can also be done. So this formula will give you the answer. Okay, and with the help of this formula you can calculate the value. It usually practically near to +1 and -1. Though theoretically it may go beyond, but generally it lies between +1 and -1. So if suppose there are two data sets A and B, and these two data sets have, suppose this one is skewed 0.5 and this one is 0.1. So which one is, you can say, more skewed? This one is more skewed, and both are the positively skewed, you can say, the distributions. Now tell me, what if the same values are 0.5 and -0.1? You can comment in the comment section or you can reply in the chat box that if the value in case of A series it is -0.5 and B it is -0.1. Obviously both these are the negatively skewed, and which one is highly skewed? You will answer to this question yourself. Seek your answer yourself. So this was the first formula. Now, after this we have Bowley's formula. So Bowley's formula is, you can say the Bowley's formula of SK. Let me write this thing. Now instead of mean, mode and median, this formula make use of the quartiles. So this formula is that Q3 plus Q1 minus 2 median. And as we all know, median is nothing but Q2. So whatever is being provided to you, you are supposed to make use of that information. And here Q3 minus Q1. So to apply this formula, you must be aware how to calculate Q3, Q1 and Q2, that is nothing but median. Okay. So I'm not going to teach you how to calculate this because we have learned that in the earlier classes. So with the help of this formula, you can calculate the Bowley's coefficient. Now next is Cayley's coefficient. So Cayley's coefficient is nothing but that will make use of the percentile and decile. So the formula says that your decile 9 plus decile first minus 2 median, or you can say decile 5, one and same thing, and this will be D9 minus D1. Now as we know that D9 is nothing but P90, D1 is nothing but P10. So we can also develop a new formula, P90 plus P10 minus 2 median, and again I will repeat, it is nothing but either D5 or P50 and divided by P90 minus P10. Okay, so these formulas can be used to calculate the coefficient. So we have learned how to calculate the Pearson, Bowley and Cayley's coefficient. After this we are going to learn moment coefficient. Moment coefficient, this was again given by Pearson. Okay, so beta 1 can be calculated. So beta 1, that is nothing but mu 3 square and mu 2 cube. That is the formula for the calculation. Okay, now do you find anything technical about this formula? If you remember, when we calculated moments, we concluded that mu 2, mu 4 even moments are always positive. Mu 3, mu 1 is also always 0. Mu 3 can be negative. Now if I say that I take square of a negative number, that will become positive. If it is already positive, again it will remain positive, and this is also positive, always positive. So there was a limitation of this beta formula, that it will be always positive. So that's why a new measure, that is lambda 1, was introduced, and it is nothing but this one. Okay, taking the root. So finally we will be having mu 3 and we will be having the under root of this portion. So if it is negative, it will remain negative. How will we conclude? We will say that if this is negative, that is the skewness is negative, and our final result can be used to make the comparison. Okay, so these are the 4 measures, you can say, which can be used to calculate the skewness. Now, what is kurtosis? I'm going to teach you that also. What is kurtosis? Now, kurtosis is nothing but peakedness of a distribution. Let's see. See, this is also a distribution, and this one can also be a distribution, and this one can also be a distribution. Let me name it A, B, C. The difference is in peak, and peak is nothing but it shows how the frequencies are concentrated. If the frequencies are more concentrated around the center value, then it is highly peaked. Okay, this kind of peak, which is the largest peak, is known as lactokurtic. This is lactokurtic. This kind of peak, which is nothing but the medium kind of peak, is known as mesokurtic. And this kind of peak, which is smaller, is known as platykurtic. Platykurtic. Now, what is the formula of the kurtosis or the moment coefficient of kurtosis? This was again given by Pearson. This is the Pearson coefficient, beta 2. So, beta 2 will be mu 4. Obviously, these are the central moments. So, if you are not being provided with the value of central moments, you are required to convert row moments or the origin moments into central moments. Central moments, mu 4 divided by mu 2 square. Obviously, it has nothing to do with the negative positive. It will just reveal the peak of the distribution. Now, how do we conclude? By using the value. If your beta 2 is greater than 3, then it is known as lactokurtic. If it is beta 2 is equal to 3, mesokurtic, and if it is obviously beta 2 is less than 3, platykurtic distribution is there. Now, after realizing that your landmark or benchmark is 3, again it got revised with one more measure, lambda 2, which says that if you just consider beta 2 minus 3, just calculate it. If it is positive, it is lactokurtic. If it is 0, mesokurtic. And if it is negative, it is platykurtic. So it will depend which coefficient has been asked at the time of exams. So you will be required to calculate that only. So you must be aware how to calculate these. Now, one thing must be very clear in your mind, that at the time of exams, no direct question will be asked. You may be given moments about origin. You may be given row moments. You may be provided the basic database. Then you will be required to calculate the coefficients. Even it might be possible that you are being provided the values of the moments, and then you are being required to calculate mean. That is also possible by using certain relationships. So at the time of exam, you need to have practice that how to make use of all these formulas to calculate the coefficient of variation, okay, to calculate the standard deviation that can be asked, mode can be asked, okay, percentile can be asked, quartiles can be asked. So you are being provided with some other information, and you are required to derive some other information. So need to practice the questions. Okay, so that's all for today.